it is. Okay. Oh, we're dropping frames. Dropping frames? Yeah, we're dropping frames. Uh-oh, is it using my... Yeah, it's dropping frames. Let's try to see if we can fix that here. Let's reduce this to 15. Apply to that. Does that update that live? No. Oh, why are you dropping frames, OBS? What's going on? Why are you so angry? Don't be dropping frames, my friend. Let's see. Let's try some of these methods here. Yikes. Yeah, that's still dropping frames. I think I'm going to have to restart the stream. It's bumping up. Let me see. Well, we're going to... Okay. It's hitting about 40,000 kilobytes a second trying to upload that, which is okay for recording but not for streaming. So let's go ahead and change that. Let's try restarting the stream and see what happens. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to have to. Oh. Okay. I think I fixed it. Yep. Neat. Okay. Alright. So, thanks everyone. If you're watching this live or in the future, we're going to be working on, I'm going to be working on the Gen Chatter system, which is the AI conversation system that you have to talk and engage with AI. I will show you what it looks like right now. Right now it's very bare bones. I am adding in a system right now that so the AI will be able to answer the 5 W's of what, where, why, when, how. Well, we're adding how in there. That one might be a little tricky. System where the AI, you actually type to the AI. You don't just, it's not just a dialog box or something you do. Something you actually have to interact with them and respond reasonably. The AI have memories, they can have personalities, all sorts of different things that they can respond to. And so of course I'm creating a mission for it. So to kind of give you an example, there's a gentleman that comes up, he talks to me right there. Hey, go ahead and find Officer Jerry. Now I did this a while ago, and I actually don't remember what the questions are going to ask, but which is probably good. So I can have like a new player kind of perspective. So he's talking to me. I need to find Officer Jerry, so I can ask, where is Officer Jerry? And he gives me a grid. Oh, I don't have a GPS. I can go, do you have a map? He goes, no problem, here's a map. So he gave me a map. I can go, can you bring me to Officer Jerry? And he'll go ahead and do that. And it looks like there's an error up here already I got to fix, 9395. Okay, I can do that. So he's going to bring me to Officer Jerry. So you can see that it's something a lot more an interactive thing. Hey, Floppy. So here's a gentleman here. I can ask him, how are you? It looks like we're having some errors here that I need to fix. He says good. Cool. Now if I ask him the same question again, he's going to be okay with it. Oh, we're getting some errors here because that error message is kind of breaking things. Oh man, this is what I get for editing things. Let's go ahead and fix that really quick. So that's in best answer 3 line 395. Undefined variables. This got undefined somehow in here, which is very unfortunate. Let's just go ahead and fix that. There we are. We can go ahead and hopefully recompile that immediately. See if that fixes that error. How are you? Oh, he's broken. I broke him. Let's go ask this gentleman over here. So I'm creating a little mini mission that I'll release as a test. This is very bare bones as it is. So when you open up your chat, you're going to see it's going to put an arrow above whoever you're talking to. So I can go, how you. He's thinking, he responds, not me. Oh, see, there's some issues here that are broken. I think I have to restart. Yeah, it's broken because of that thing. This is very early on, so the point of it, it's not going to be perfect, but I want it to be able, I'm going to create a mission in Malden where you have to go get information by talking to AI, potentially diffuse a hostage situation just by talking, and depending on how you treat the civilians and things like that will dictate, well, what happens. And so, because the AI have memories right now, and so they remember what you say. So if I was trying to show you, if I ask him how are you, and he asks me, I'm good, how are you, and you don't answer that, they actually remember that, and it'll not make them trust you as much or like you as much. So those little things do impact. Like here's Officer Jerry, and if you piss him off continually, he'll just punch you in the face, and the mission is over. And so there are right and wrong ways to talk to people in this. So that's what we're kind of working on. But what I want to do is figure out why. I'm trying to figure out why the how are you. Lower that down. There's some responses. So I'm trying to find the question. Let's do these again. Oh shit, did I remove that and not even put it back in? You can thank them, you can ask how's things. Huh. Maybe I messed that up. Let's see function. I wish I could speak Spanish. I think that question got removed by accident. Whoops. That's interesting. So in here you have a list of questions or answers that they have so far that I have a few coded for. There's like a hello. Got it. Okay. So we can fix this really quick. So what they do is essentially they look up some key phrases. And if they match, if your sentence matches just enough to try to make the AI tries to make the best guess of what you're saying. Unfortunately, this is only going to support English right now. Because just this type of stuff of translating for languages is going to be a little too difficult. Alright. Let's try that one more time. Let's see if I can ask someone how they are. Let's see if I fixed it. And then we're going to move on to answering what I want to focus on is answering the five W's. And right now we're working on what. So what are you doing? So what's going to happen is a mission maker or mod maker can give the AI specific tasks in their memory. So you have to set a variable to them that saves it into their memory of what they're doing, and then they can respond from that. Or if you ask an AI what they're doing, they're trying to make their best guess of what they think they're doing. So I'm going to say, how are you? Let's see if he picks up on that this time. No, he's not picking up on that. He's glad to hear that, which is an incorrect response. So something broke. So let's see what response that is. Be sure I get some debugging in here, huh? For that, let's go ahead and figuring out where that's coming from. That's coming from hello are good. So he shouldn't have been answering that. So let's, it's almost like this is missing from his conversation tree. Oh, did I not save this, I wonder? No, I did. Okay, so they're not picking up in the hello command anymore. So something good old goofy because they're not. Oh, this is part of basic questions. Oh, can I not ask them the basic questions anymore? Hold on. Yikes. Okay. Basic questions. Yeah, so basic questions are here. Basic West questions are here. Oh, I see. Okay. This is probably my issue here. This got changed. Let me fix that. Let's see if we can recompile that. Let's see if that helps. How are you? How are you? It's just low. Okay. Hello. Oh, now you're asking me how I am. Okay, so he's got a question mark above his head. So that means if I don't answer that, so I can tell I'm doing terrible. I can type over terrible, mate. It sucks. It says, "Wow, all right, get better then." So it tries to make his best guess of what you're typing, and then he's going to remember that. And so if I come back later and say hello to him, oh, he doesn't care too much. You can see, yeah, see, if I keep repeating this, you can see he's upset now because I keep asking the same question over and over again. And eventually they'll just stop talking to you. And every time I do this, I make him angry, and he's going to remember that. And now he's getting a little more cross with me. He's saying, "Are you deaf, boy?" So things like that. So these conversations, hopefully it builds a little more dynamic for relationships. And so incorporating this in some of the missions for ArmA is something I really want to do. Feel a lot more involved. I'm going to ask this guy. When I go up here, I'm going to ask him, "Hello. Hi, how are you?" He says, "I am good." Ah, good to hear. Okay, there we go. I'm going to ask, "Can I have a map?" And he says, "You always come prepared. Can I have a GPS?" And he says, "Don't get used to this." So now he just gave me some equipment just because I asked for him. Alrighty. Let's see. Where can I get equipment? Northwest of airport. Okay. I can ask him, what are our coordinates? I spelled that very wrong. He's not sure to answer that. Okay. Chords? Oh, yeah, and that is broken, so something I gotta fix. Okay, but yeah, I'm just getting there. Of course, as I'm editing things, I break things, so that's just how it works. So you should be able to ask like certain. He was getting classified as a civilian for some reason, so I got to look into that because only AI who are military can answer the question what are coordinates, or whoever you ask to be. So he wasn't being put into the. Oh, those are the 5 W's. Okay, so that's why. Let's see. What chords? I see. Okay. Do 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 do. Oh, let's get some of that music going again. My Rimworld music always helps me focus here. I think that is an okay volume, hopefully. The thing that's happening is I adjusted how it works so you can assign AI multiple personalities. So multiple strings of questions they can answer or won't answer or will change how they answer. Yeah, he's in this list, so then we need to look at the answers of what chords. These are Westwood chords. Oh, Westwood chords. Okay. Ah, okay. We should do a check to see if they have a GPS, and if they have a GPS that can answer that. Maybe that's a better way to do that. GPS. Let's do this. Let's go and do a check to see if the unit has a GPS, then they should be able to pull the coordinates. Or even a map for that matter, but we'll just stick it to GPS right now. And if they have a map, we're going to exit with this. And then we're going to be executing this command instead. Yeah. And we'll go ahead and spawn this one in. We'll just pass the same net ID through. Alright. Perfect, so that should fix that issue. Alright, anyway, let's move on to the actual reason why I'm coding today. I want to see if I can finish my have them ask what. So what we got to right now is another thing I should say, that everything is saved, can be saved server side. This is a little loud, one sec. Okay. So all the memories and this information can be saved server side as well and put onto certain AI at will. And so even if you shut down the server, restart it, come back a week later, they're going to remember it. And they're also going to remember when you ask these questions. Server time, server side time. So let's think of like Animal Crossing, for example. Is it really saved it like that? It's really tied to not the mission time itself, but to the server time. For obvious reasons of having issues with how that would work. So what we're going to do is we have it right now. We're asking them what they're doing. And we have this function. It goes through. If you go up to them and go, hey, what are you doing? Of course, we have this function here that checks to see how many times the player's asked that. If they've asked it too many times, the AI gets an irritated response. If not, then it goes through, and then we try to find how many tasks the AI has right now. If they don't have any that's been assigned to them, then they're going to go ahead and take their best guess of what tasks they have. And so I'm trying to automate a lot of this. Hey, Froggy Love, yeah, thank you. I'm trying to automate a lot of this. And so the create tasks is what we're working on today, of what those tasks are. And then this is what we're going to do. And so what are those tasks that your turn? So we're going to not probably do everything today, but we're going to try to make up our best guess of what a task a player may be thinking of an AI. Yeah, you can tell those archetypes of interest. It's exactly right. And it's supposed to be, it should be fairly modular. I'm hoping to give enough support in the beginning where you shouldn't need too much, where it's going to be, a lot of it will be automated. So this is where, there's no AI learning here, because I don't want to bother with that. I don't know if ArmA could really handle that without like a DLL extension. I don't want to bother with. But what we're going to be doing is, when you ask an AI what are they doing, and they don't have anything defined by the mission maker or the mod maker, they're going to make their best guess. And so we have to figure out what that best guess is. And so I'm thinking, well, for say a player starts here and he walks up to this guy here, I'm going to give him a specific mission-specific task. His going to be, I'm introducing myself to you, or I was assigned to come talk to you. And then he's going to walk away, and that task is going to get removed from him. And so we're going to work on that aspect as well. But first we're going to work on, if you're just asking a random AI that the mission maker didn't put much thought into, what they're doing. And so let's take this guy for example. If we ask this AI, hey, what are you doing? What would be the more likely response? And so we have to have, this function is going to try to calculate a bunch of things. So one immediate thing that comes to my mind is, well, he's obviously just kind of waiting. He's guarding. I don't know. We're going to try to summarize things down into a couple groups. And I think, let's use paint for this, because paint is good. Paint good. So I don't know. An AI could be, what could they be doing? They could be guarding. I don't want to get too specific, like eating. I'm eating, or I'm doing this. Just guarding. So they could be in combat. They could be resting, maybe. Maybe that's a little bit too specific, because we can also always look into animations in particular. Guarding, combat. They could be guarding. They could be combat. They could be patrolling, maybe. What else could AI be doing? God, what else would you have them doing in a mission? Patrolling, guarding. They could be in combat. Resting? I don't know about resting, but let's focus on these three. Guarding, combat, patrolling. Anything else that comes to my mind? Nothing right now. For what are you doing? Overseeing. You're talking about like a sergeant overseeing, or like providing overwatch for a group or something like that. Yeah, I guess you could ask more combat specific roles as well, which I don't know if that's what you meant or not, but maybe that comes up too, the combat specific. Are they overwatch? Retreating or flanking. This is more advanced. I'm thinking we'll probably not do this right away, but something like asking them if they're in combat, asking them where's the enemy, what have you seen, those types of questions. So right now, yeah. So we're trying to answer the what are you doing question. This is the one we're trying to address right now. Yeah, guarding, patrolling, combat, overseeing. Yeah, you could see their higher rank, maybe. Yeah, overseeing. Because you could probably, yeah, there might be some ways to do that. Like if I have him at a higher rank as well, you're overseeing, yeah. Okay. Let's start with those basics. And this is very easy to add on to, which is very nice. But let's see. So now we have to create these cases for this, that these automatically get generated. So, and this isn't going to be perfect, but it's going to be our best guess to give a player at least an idea. So my first inclination would come to see, well, seeing if they're in combat would be the easiest, right? So let's do two checks. First, let's check if they are in combat. So check if they're in combat. And then we'll probably do another one where we check to see if there's a nearby enemy. A known nearby enemy. Hello, Genesis. Hello. I was just thinking about that. I wanted to get some more. I need to get some more video work done again. I just reinstalled my computer. Well, not just, but about a month or two ago. I've been so busy. I haven't been able to do much more review videos. I actually want to. Maybe I'll do one this weekend. They're gonna release it later tonight. Really? I'll have to review that. I'll have to download it and play with it and get my thoughts on it. Yeah. I should probably do that more often. Okay. So checking if an AI is in combat is a pretty straightforward thing in ArmA, right? So you just check their behavior. Boop. And what this command will do, since ArmA 1, yeah, you literally just see that you can check if it's a careless, safe, aware, combat, or stealth, right? And I guess we could guess what they're doing based off of some of this information too. So maybe we can get more specific. So we're going to pull this in here. And let me make sure we answer what they're pulling. Is it the unit itself that we're pulling? Yeah. Yeah, so we're pulling its memories and unit. Should release later tonight. Awesome. Let me know if you do release that tonight. I'll get it downloaded. Yeah, I think I'm having the energy to make a review video. I need to do that again, because that's a lot of fun. So, okay. So let's go ahead and check behavior. So, how do you want to do this? Maybe have an array of like kind of. Right now we'll just have a bunch of on-off switches, like true, false, and then maybe I'll compare them, make a weighted thing of it later, but right now we're going to do the opposite of that. We're just going to do true. We're going to make it pretty simple. Start with very simple and get more complex later. So we're going to do a switch case here, which I always have to look up because I always forget to do those. I should remember this by now. So switch. Doot 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 doot. Because I believe that behavior returns. Oops. Behavior returns. It is a string. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and change these to all the modes that can be returned. Aware. Combat. We shouldn't ever be asking a vehicle this question, so hopefully we don't have to worry about that. Oh, thank you. It has a really cool map. I actually really did like it. I hadn't, you know, it was around that time I stopped playing ArmA for a long time or doing anything with it. I just got so busy. And I just haven't had a lot of energy for ArmA in the past little bit, but I'm thinking with summer coming up I'm going to take more time off for myself. Okay. So we're going to check to see have going to be not in combat. So if they're in combat equals true. This should just be a giant array, I think. It'd be more efficient that, well, yeah, it would be. Let's, would it be? I think so. I'm trying to think of be more efficient. A giant array that has... Yeah. Let's do behavior array. No, let's call it the prediction array. Alright. The first one, and we'll just label them above here. So the... do it here. So this one's going to be combat. We'll just keep adding to that. So combat is false. And then what we can do, instead of flipping these true and false, we can do prediction array set 0 to true. Something like that. And so we're going to do, we'll do each of these. Combat's the most important one. We'll try to keep them in relative order here. Combat, and then we'll go to aware. Then we'll go to safe, careless, and stealth will be its own thing. And so these will be, well, combat, I think stealth should be, yeah, well, it's fine. Set 1 to true. Set 2 to true. Set 3 to true. Set 4 to true. Okay. So we're going to have a total of 5. False, 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 false. So it's going to be combat, aware, safe, careless, or stealth. So far, what our prediction array is what we're looking at here. Okay. So far, if any of these get returned true, this will modify the original array. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Change that. So there we go. Check to see if there's no nearby enemy. This might also contain, yeah, they can put more information in this as well. So maybe that's okay. So let me look up this command again, because now I don't remember how this exactly works. Because sometimes this can return, yeah, is null object, yeah. And what does it return nearest? It will return an object. Okay. If not is null, then what we're going to do is known enemy. This is going to be an object. Let's do this. True false means it's a bool. Bool. So it means true false, true false. And we'll put that on its own line. So this will be the enemy object. So we'll do prediction array set 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to AI nearest enemy. Ultimately, it's going to be object null originally. Do 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 do. Okay. So, man, is there an easy way to pull a thing as being forced to do a special animation? I know this is animate. Yeah. Animate pilot, animate source, animate phase, animation names. I can't remember a lot of these things. Let's take a look. What is this? Let's go ahead and copy our AI. Let's make him. It's got to just be normal animations, or it should be once we load in. Let's do some testing here. Do 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 do. Okay, so talk to me. I'm gonna ignore you. Alright, let's go ahead and do some testing here. Object. Let's do hint string state. What state are you in? How about you? It's the default, just chilling state. Yeah. Well, maybe I could do something like that. Let me see. What state are you in? Wait, what? Those are different. Yeah. You win. Usually they have like a naming convention, but like if it's from a different mod or something, who knows what they're gonna be called? Yeah. Okay. Not so much of that. Not so much of that. Definitely not. Okay. So far we got this. So if we know that what behavior the mode the AI is in, we know if there's an enemy nearby, we can make some pretty good guesses. I'm hoping of some pretty good guesses, hopefully, of what's going on around them. And let's also do a search for nearest friendly, maybe as well. Because if they're with a bunch of other people, well, anyway, let's not get too complicated. Let's do a check if unit is moving, and what we're gonna do is just keep it again. Let's keep it simple, and we're gonna do. This is gonna be a number, a speed, which is gonna be a number. That's just gonna be 0. I think it's just called speed. Let's get speed. Is there anything else? Set traffic speed. Wait, what? Set traffic speed. Oh, this must be. Oh, it's ArmA 3. Oh, there's nothing in ArmA 3. Okay, I was gonna say what? Speed. Get speed. Ah, yeah. No. Usually I use velocity, but that was just a straight up. I think it literally just the speed, isn't it? Yep. Okay. Perfect. If its speed is greater than 0, we're just going to assume that he's moving. What we'll do is grab. So I'm defining this before here because I don't want to have to use the command twice. Because if he's going fast, what I want to do is put that in the array. We'll put that in the 6th spot in the array. Just what their speed is, because maybe I want that information later. I don't know. Okay. So let's see what we can tell from this. And I kind of want to add if there's a friendly unit nearby, but maybe we can get away with not doing that. Let's keep it simple. I always want to make things complicated. So you can add more checks later, but right now we're going to do make our best guess as to what the AI is doing. And let's go and take a look at the levels. I think one thing we can do that won't be too demanding is getting the level of the AI. AI extended stuff is really wonky. Close it, close it. Rank. Is it just rank? Oh, that's cool. Your rank ID. Perfect. Yeah, that's cool. So as long as it's above a 0, I don't. Well, let's see here. I actually don't pay much attention to ranks in ArmA. Let's be honest. I should probably test more of that. Fire team leader. What's the fire team leader? He's a sergeant. You're a corporal. Private. So maybe if you're a sergeant or above. So 2 or above. Okay. Rank ID unit is greater than, it's equal to or greater than 2, then what we're going to do is do rank. Let's do high rank, I don't know. For now, it'll be just true false. Set that to true. So it's false. Okay. Okay, so now let's see if we can have him answer what we're doing. So the AI are. Oh, you know, we can make it more complex. So like if they're in a group with a lot of AI and they have waypoints and things like that. Yeah, I do want to add that because if they have a bunch of waypoints, well, yeah. I mean, they have a bunch of waypoints. We can add that one of where you're going. Like, where are you going? They can give information. Like, for what are you doing? Yeah, I'm getting too complicated. So where you're going will be different. Okay. So let's go back to our vision here. Our beautiful board here. All right. So how do we answer combat? So if prediction array select 0 and so being in combat, now let's figure out what their current task is. The AI will only report one task at a time. So this is going to be a hierarchy of things that they're doing. They can have multiple tasks, but they're only going to generate one task for them at a time. This is getting more complicated too, because now I'm thinking if they get engaged and they say they're in combat, but then they're not engaged anymore and they're still alive, and you ask them again, right now they're going to say they're in combat again. So we'll have to add some checks for that, but we'll definitely work on that. So let's figure out what the current task is. So if they're in combat, right, which is this 0 here, and we'll have them say something different than if they are in combat and they know there's an enemy. So if they're in combat and is null, function array select 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to exit with this. This will be in combat but unaware of an enemy. Okay, so we can actually start adding some meaningful code. So let's go ahead and get their memories here. Let's add this to memory list. Because the reason we're adding it when the player asks is I don't want to keep going through. Like if you have 100 AI on a map, and you don't want to be constantly adding memories to the AIs if it's not necessary, the player's never going to really talk to them. And so the AI are only really smart, you know, the ones that have memories and the ones that the player really interacts with the most, unless a mission maker or mod maker, you know, adds it specifically to a group. of the AI. So we got to think of optimizations as well. And so he's in combat, but he's unaware of an enemy. So he's going to have some responses here. We'll work on those in a minute. But more importantly, he's going to push back his memories of AI tasks. So this is an AI task. This is the string, so the member who asked them that. Actually, yep, AI task. And then he's going to ask, how do I want to do this? Yeah, it's going to be asked what? Hold on, I'm thinking, how do I want to do that? So we have the AI task. Task is going to be combat unknown, well, lowercase, unknown. So it's not sure who they're fighting. And this will return the system time, and this won't impact, it won't add or take any kind of memory with that. Do I want to add more data here? Not really, I think this is fine. Broadcast that out, and this will need to get changed eventually. Right now I'm being lazy and I'm broadcasting out to everyone for the early phases. I need to go back and I need to pipe this to the player as needed. So it's going to get updated to the server. When this gets executed, it should update it back to the server, whoever owns the AI, and then it gets broadcasted back to the client, and then it gets broadcasted every time they interact with an AI. All their information is broadcast to them. So it doesn't send a bunch of data to a big populated server. I'm not going to worry about that right now because I'm going to be testing this with 1 to 2 people, and then I'll worry about that optimization, because creating a bus system isn't, let's say, really hard, because I've done it with a more complicated mod, but because this can eventually add up to lots of data to send across the network. So I want to make sure that the network component is very optimized, and so this has to be done. Wait, I should probably add that to my list here. Hold on. Let's see here. Let me open up. Alrighty. The notes we need to. 7's gonna be tweak, optimize AI or network code being broadcasted. And I kept thinking. Ask questions. Okay. So that's going to be added to my list of things to do. All right. Okay, they're going to respond to the player. Members get set. That's perfect. All right. I'm going to keep the responses pretty simple for right now. More of a debug. I'm going to go back there and add more variety to them. So we're just going to keep this in combat. And I'll add more variety to their answers later. Right now I just want to get this done. Oh, my dog. Hi. Because I've got to feed my dogs in about 45 minutes. So this will be about a shorter stream, but my dog's already begging. Yes, I see you. You have to wait. No. I'm in combat, but I don't know where the enemy is. This is why, so when I ask them, I know what it is. These are more debug questions than final responses I'm going to leave in for the AI. Oh my gosh, my dog. Hey, get down. You're a good boy. You gotta wait. You still got 45 minutes. Alright. So that's that. Let's add another one here. Very similar to the code. But now we're testing if he's in combat and the enemy, but aware of an enemy, what the response is going to be. Enemy position is Well, this is going to be a formatted question, so oops, well, that's all right. So we'll see if they can return the bearing. Okay, so this is a little bit different. This will be combat known. And since they're going to know what the enemy is, I want them to have also save that information in here so I can pull on that later. So they can report on where they think that enemy went. So you can go up to an AI and go, what are you doing? What I want the AI to do is, instead of like say they're done with combat, they go, nothing. I want them to go, I'm guarding now, I was in combat before, and before that I was doing nothing. Like kind of some basic, I mean it's going to sound fairly basic, it won't be like a real conversation, but at least they can get you to tell you more information of what they were doing, so if they saw something. So even if it wasn't combat, you know, come up, have you seen anything? Yeah, I saw a squad of 10 guys walk by here, or like for like I say a civilian, I saw someone carrying a gun. Those types of things I want to have in there, so they can remember that. That's not going to be carried in here as much, right? That's not the question. I'm asking, what are you doing now? So that's kind of an example of why I saved this information. Okay, so for this one though, we're going to add a little bit more data. So we're going to do enemy distance. It's going to be distance 2D to the unit. And enemy direction is going to be unit get dir the enemy, like that, so we get the direction. So the AI will tell you the enemy distance and into the enemy direction. Okay, that's it for in combat. Perfect. And remember, these texts, these responses they're doing are just going to be temporary. They're not going to be permanent like that. And we're going to test this soon. And we're going to go... maybe we can do stealth as well and all that, but... yeah, we could add that in there. That's pretty easy stuff. So there's stealth, so that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 is true. And then stealth. What languages? What languages? I'm not sure about your question. If you're saying what languages the support is right now, it's just going to be English. And if it really takes off, I would need help translating it and actually setting up a system to easily translate it. Because right now it's just in English. Because that's, you know, I can speak some light German, but that's the best you're going to get out of me, unfortunately. A programming language. Okay. Gotcha. This is, well, it's SQF. It's like Python. It's Bohemia's kind of bastardized language. So the engine's built on C++, if I remember correctly, and they have a lot of these commands that it uses. It's like a form of Python, is the way I describe it. They use their own language called SQF file. There are some other normal things they use, like finite state machines, which are common across the industry. But this is just kind of their own unique language. And I've been told it mimics more like Python. Okay, so now we're checking if they're in stealth, if they're in combat. And let's do the opposite of that. So if they are not in combat and unaware of an enemy, they're not, oops, not in combat, not aware of an enemy, we're going to answer with I am guarding this position. Yeah, it's C++. Okay. How did I start programming mods for ArmA? I started back in ArmA 1, so I was a huge fan of ArmA 1. I got introduced when I fell in love with Warfare. ArmA was the first game I played since like Battlefield 1942. I don't remember if you remember that game. You know, the one that has the awesome soundtrack. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can get the theme. Yeah, this one here. Battlefield 1942. It was the first game I played that had more combined arms. And ArmA was one that was multiplayer. A little bit more advanced, ArmA 1 at the time. And loved it. And so I started making missions. I made missions, and I slowly built up knowledge, and it always was, ArmA was a great series, but I was just like, well, but this is missing, this is missing, this is missing. And then I think it was ArmA 2, yeah, was it ArmA 2? Yeah, I think ArmA 2 came out, and I feel like the Warfare mode kind of really dropped off, and the way it was executed wasn't done that well. And it was like, okay, but it was starting to really fall off. And then ArmA 3, I might be mixing them up a little bit, but ArmA 3 just didn't really have a good Warfare mode at all. I know it has something, kinda. So I started making like just missions, and then I just slowly learned more because I always wanted to push myself to learn, and I love learning ArmA coding stuff. So it's really relaxing for me. I do not think ArmA 4 is coming soon. No, I do not. I think ArmA 4 is at least. Think about that. I think ArmA 4 is a minimum of 3 years away. Minimum. I could easily say 5. I would say a minimum of 3 years. It depends. If it's going to be a good game, 3 years. Or sorry, 5 years or more. I like Bohemia as a company, but I don't think they want to develop games anymore. Yeah. I do love Bohemia as a company. They were one of my favorite companies for a long time. But I get the sense they don't want to really develop games anymore. They have a lot of people over there at their company who are amazing. They're still working on ArmA 3, which is amazing. To be fair, they've added a lot of good things in the past year. I actually really expected Bohemia to just dump ArmA 3 after their last DLC and just not really care about it anymore. But they have people over there who are actually really working on the game still a lot. So hey, you know, they surprised me. They had so much money. I feel like they want to be a publisher. I get the sense they want to be a publisher, not a developer anymore. So I think they would rather, you know, kind of do what Steam does sometimes, or just publish games like, hey, you make these other games and we'll just fund them for you. And so I feel like they're shifting resources over there with some people trying to do developing, some people doing publishing, more focused stuff. But you know, I can't really say. They're kind of a hard company for me to really understand. You know, I started losing more respect for them when DayZ was a thing, and then they took a lot of the really good developers off of the ArmA 3 development and put them onto DayZ instead. After they got out of being arrested, in the ArmA community supporting them and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah. I've had a long history with liking and disliking Bohemia, but really what I think about them doesn't matter. It's what they do, and so if they can keep the game strong, and if ArmA 4 comes out and they don't dumb it down, I'll be happy. And they make it still as moddable. Yeah. Rip ArmA 4. I hope it's not true. I think it will come out. Like, I think ArmA 4 will come out. I think it's just going to be... I don't think it's their top priority. I think they're... And which is smart from a company's perspective, you know. You just don't put all your eggs in one basket. We've worked on the ArmA series. Let's spread out. Do some other things. I get that. We'll see. I know they have a new engine. They're working on it. So if they can do it well, I'd rather ArmA take 8 years to make and have it be really well done. Would be great. Alright, so let's finish this up. Not in combat because I know my dogs are begging for food. Let's see. Guarding enemy. Known. You got 30 more minutes to wait. Why are you still begging? You're gonna get fed on time, I promise. Why are you still begging? Both of you. Okay. So we have the creating task almost completed. So let's just see if this is gonna work. Oh my gosh, my dogs are jumping on my arm as I'm trying to use my mouse. You set. I feed you at the same time every day. Set. No, set. Sit your butt. Sit your butt. Sit your butt. Okay, good boy. Feed them at the same time every day and they act like I'm never gonna feed them again. Okay. So let's see. Dun, 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 dun. And we'll see if they're moving. Yeah, so if they're moving, let's add that too. If unit speed. Oh. Let's check. Check if moving / patrolling. 6 is greater than 0. Is greater than 0, then we'll have them say, hey, I'm patrolling. Again, I'll add more response, like actual variation of the responses, but right now this is just for debugging purposes. So there we go. So now they're going to get, in their memory, this task is going to get saved that they're patrolling at this and at this time. And so let's see if that works. If I ask them, what are you doing? Let's make sure that I can ask them, what are you doing? So let's see, what are you doing? What are... Did I add that in here? There's a question you can ask. This is for Officer Jerry. This is West basic. This is just going to be basic questions at the top. Yep. This is the what. Yeah, the what are you doing? Yeah, what are you going? What mission are you going to? Okay. Alright. And this should execute this function. What? It's a little loud music. Let's turn it down just a smidge. And that's going to execute this command, which will ask you if you keep asking it over and over again, they'll stop, but if not, then they're going to answer you. And they should give me a response. And then let's go ahead and comment this out because we're not done with that yet. So let's go ahead and see what happens. Oh, we're getting an error here. What did I do wrong? Oh, pfft. I can fix that in the game. That's fine. I put that backwards. I was really distracted. Alright, oops. No. Let's go ahead. That there, that there. Perfect. Let's go ahead and recompile that. So what are you... Well, let's say hello to him first. Hello. He says, hi, how are you? So I'm going to respond, I am bad. He's going to say, wow, alright, get better then. I'll say, what are you doing? Or I'll say, thanks. Yeah, still use my help. Okay. I'm going to say, what are you doing? Uh oh. He didn't seem to pick up on that. What are you doing? Mission going on. Okay. He's not picking up on that. Because I just realized he's not in this category. I need to add them to this category. Okay, that's right. I totally forgot about that. Oh no, he's in the category. Basically, 5 questions. So let's test that. Create task. I wonder if I messed this up. Well, I know I messed it up, and I wonder how I messed this up. So... let's see. Do we even get in here? I am in here. So this will give me a debug message. Let me know. Hey, it's good. So we have to recompile it to make the game recognize the change. So we're gonna go back up here, compile that. I'm gonna ask, what are you doing? Okay, so it is executing it, and it is pushing it back. So let's go ahead and have it spit out an answer to me. So let's go ahead and do system chat string that, and we'll do copy to clipboard the final weights for the answers and see maybe there's something wrong with the weights. What are you doing? Alrighty. Aha. So the problem that we have here is that the what are you doing is being a hello good response is being outweighed by that. So the AI thinks I'm asking him how's he doing. So what I need to do, let's keep that there for now for debug. And so this is telling me that I need to add because what are you doing needs to be, I think, increased by quite a bit. Are you doing needs to be decreased a little bit. What is going on in the question mark? Okay. And then we can have some things in here such as if what and guess words. So if the words what and are and what are and then you and doing, if those are all in that tree, then our accuracy, the AI's confidence responding to that, is going to add additional 20 points. So let's see if that helps. So what are you doing? Okay. So I got no response, but let's see. Actually, no response at all from that. Let's try different AI as well. Because I may have already messed up his memory, so his brain's already been scattered. We'll just add a crazy amount, like just plus 50. Let's see that. That's the best answer. I'll ask this guy, what are you doing? This one's good to me too. This value isn't changing. So it tells me that these need brackets. Is that what's going on? I wouldn't think so. Huh, that's not changing at all. It's really strange. I know I can recompile it. This isn't executing. So system chat check 1B. Obviously this isn't running. Let's go ahead and this one we're going to do a hint. That answer back to me. Oops. What are you doing? Oh, the W's capitalized. Oh, that's the issue. Wait, it should be lowering that. Why isn't it lowering that? See that up there? That's the issue. This is case sensitive. It's not even calculating this correctly. Oh no. So it's supposed to lower ANSI. Wait. What? What? What are you? Oh. Wait, is this? No, it is calculating it. That's just the raw things it's returning are the guessed words. It's in case sensitive. I actually don't know that. Wait, are you really confused and they're all like this? There it is. Hello, Tyler. Is N case sensitive? Oh, it is case sensitive. Oh, son of a... Okay. That would explain a lot. So we need to replace this. With this. And that should fix the answer. Okay. Hey, that's an improvement. I think I already might have melted his brain. Let me see. That's an improvement. So we can tell that that is probably what is executing, is it? Oops. I goofed it. What's going on, Tyler? Yeah, so it is executing that. So now we can go to this function and figure out what's going wrong. Let's go ahead and debug this. Do system chat, string times asked. Let's format. Let's not be lazy about it. Sorry, I mean, I'm about to go feed my dogs here in a minute once I get this working, but... So we're gonna check this too. Random response, so that's fine. Am I calling? No, I'm not calling this. And then they... Let's just see if they're getting to the... See how far they're getting in there. What are you doing? Alright, ask, false, false, create task. So they are executing the create task code here. So something is failing here where they're not. Custom chatting. Alright. System chat. You made it to the end. Because maybe none of these are catching true, so let's see. Oh no, one of them is... Oh wait, did I? Hold on. Crit test, there we are. What are you doing? Yeah, it's not saving them. Oh! Why did that work that time? What are you doing? What? Say what? Why is this working now? What are you doing? What? Why is that working all of a sudden? Oh, there's an error in there I didn't recompile probably. What are you doing? What are you doing? Go to this position. Alright, let's see if I can find someone's moving around. Let's, there's my dog jumping on. This guy's moving around, so let's see if I can ask him. What are you doing? I'm patrolling. I'm guarding this position. Uh-huh. So he did that twice. Oh, that's because this isn't an exit with. How did that happen? I mean, it's true. He's guarding it and patrolling at the same time. Come back. What are you doing? And you can see at the bottom there, he's already answered that, so yeah. It pulls the AI test, so perfect. That's good, so you can see he's got a memory there. Perfect. Okay, so I need to code that in. So this is what happens if you ask them specifically, and what I need to do is do a check, see if there's a civilian. What are you doing? You know, civilians, I mean, I guess they could. But I'm going to make it so civilians, and for this is just, when you ask them what are you doing, they don't say I'm guarding this position. So this is obviously, the responses need to change depending on what the faction is. And so that's the next step. So we can tell if they're guarding. Let's test the combat one here. Oh wait, do you have a map? Can I have a map? You want a map? Shouldn't you already have one? Oh, he won't give me a map. Isn't that how it works? Yeah, it's not funny how that works sometimes here. Give me a map. Map, please. Alright, perfect. Let's test this out. So this is always so buggy if you spawn it in. Oh, he died quick. That's okay. What are you doing? Oh shit, I already asked all of this, didn't I? I don't have that coded yet. Oh god, I already asked them all these questions. Goodbye. We're gonna try that again with a new squad. Guys, instantly just shot him right in the head. It's a good old vanilla experience. Alright, let's get a sniper. Get him. Get him, sniper. Get him. Get him. Yup. I like that. I like that. Nice. God, the vanilla AI makes me so angry. Can't wait to improve my VCOM. Alright. What are you doing? I'm in combat. Enemy position is 456. Oh, I should probably change that. 0.432 meters away at bearing 264.227. I should probably round that. Let's round that. I think that sounds fair. Let's just floor it. We're gonna floor it here. Floor it. Let's confirm that as well. Is that right? Bearing 264. I don't have a compass. Can I have a compass? Thank you. Yeah. Perfect. Cool. So I gotta get different civilian responses going. Alright, so my dogs are probably about to die of starvation because they haven't been fed in, you know, a couple hours. So I'm gonna go feed them. I appreciate you all for watching. So this wasn't a super long stream or anything. I just wanted to stream this. I'm gonna work more on this today. And definitely this weekend. I think I might even do a Genesis reviews video. Because I kind of miss messing with Photoshop. Or Photoshop. Well, yeah, Photoshop and Premiere. As I get more energy. Alright. I want to keep working on this for sure. Is that guy still alive up there? He is. Good for you, dude. Alright, everyone, thanks for watching. I will be back.